I, like roughly 400,000 people just like me, came across the channel Count Dankula from a video of a man teaching his dog to do a hilarious trick to bother his then girlfriend. What I didn't expect was over the years to become friends with Count Dankula, fellow Magic the Gathering player. We've streamed together, and we even have a podcast now with Bearing, another friend of the channel, on the incredible salt mine. I've watched as Marcus has been persecuted relentlessly over the years over a simple dog trick, and he has stood resolute in support of free speech. Even the other day, he stood for people's right to call others Nazis because that is free speech, when in fact it puts him in direct harm's way all the time. I too know what that's like because I was physically assaulted at a gaming convention by somebody who said the very same things about me. So in light of, or in the face of knowing that there are actually real world consequences for using these words, Count Dankula has always stood strong and been a staunch defender of free speech. None of these qualities, if you've noticed, have anything to do with him being a far-right activist or into any sort of weird other things, okay? These are just a man of principle, a man who makes hilarious videos, videos that I enjoy, a man who I work with, a man whose wedding I may attend later this year, should he not be in jail. This morning, he woke up to, well, let him tell you.
You may have heard that I'm having a little bit of a bad day. I woke up this morning to take my car to get fixed, only to realise that my car now won't even start. So I couldn't take it to get it fixed. I then came up on the computer, realised that I hit 400,000 subs, which, thanks very much guys, I really appreciate it. You got me here, you got me here. And I had a DM on Twitter from a BuzzFeed reporter asking me about the monetization of my channel. I thought that was quite a strange thing for him to ask out of the blue, so I went in to check my channel and realised that every single video I have ever uploaded has been demonetized. Now, the way that my channel works on YouTube is anything I upload, no matter what it is, it comes up that I need to flag it for manual review. I even tested this with a video of Buddha and Bronson, my two dogs, playing with a toy, and that get deemed as possibly not advertiser friendly, so I had to review it if I wanted adverts on it. But I just found it really, really strange that this BuzzFeed reporter DMs me out of nowhere and asked me about my channel monetization. And then I checked my channel and realised that the entire thing has been demonetised. I then see that this very same BuzzFeed reporter made an article earlier today where he's talking about Tommy Robinson getting demonetised. And I noticed that in the article, the guy pretty much calls me far right. I'm completely used to left-wing outlets lying about me and using these false terms against me. You know, that's just the trade-off you get whenever you come into this game. Whenever you come into this game on this side of sense, then the other people who don't really have an argument against you will make up a bunch of lies and smears about you. That's just what they do.
And that is what they've done to him. They've continuously clickbaited his name and written slanderous lies about him that has rendered the man in just his 30s basically unemployable because of the countless lies that these media outlets had written about him. He found employment here on YouTube. He had utilized what videos he would put out that did receive monetization, which wasn't many, as well as a Patreon. Now, if you've been following the Patreon debacle, he has stood strong against what Patreon has done to fellow creators as well, as Patreon is no friend of free speech. And so many of his former backers on Patreon have now left, something he has openly encouraged, and he moved to Subscribestar, a Patreon alternative. It didn't take long before MasterCard and Patreon's lackeys got Subscribestar shut down. Essentially, these claims, lies that the media continues to print about a man who just loves his dog, his woman, and his traps, they continue to follow him everywhere he tries to go to try and stop him from earning a living. I can't imagine another workplace where this would ever be allowed. This, in my opinion, is harassment. What BuzzFeed did by publishing an article that they know is not correct is harassment. And if it were up to me, well... But of course, it's not up to me. And through scummy backroom dealings, it would appear that BuzzFeed, while doesn't have much power in broader pictures, is still effective at single targeted harassment, at sniper shots at people like Count Dankula and Tommy Robinson, at their ability to publish basically whatever and go to YouTube and say, well, what do you have to say about this? And YouTube, of course, is a billion-dollar company with millions of YouTube channels. So regardless of the 400,000 supporters Dank has, they don't care. It's just way easier for them to just demonetize, because this is the world we live in a post-apocalyptic world. And the big picture to YouTube is that, oh, it looks better for us because now we can say that, well, we don't run ads on this absolute mad lad's channel. He's a baddie because he did one thing a million years ago. It's not like his content is even edgy. It's educational more than anything. And I don't understand what benefit these absolute losers get by doing this. They must seriously hate their lives. And I'm not showing the article, and I'm not talking about the author of this piece, because that's not my concern. My concern right now is to get Dankula in a position of safety financially to support his family. And being that I can't currently back him on Subscribestar, I won't back him on Patreon. I've chosen to make a one-time donation to my friend using his PayPal link, which I found below his video, and he also mentions it in his. Patreon is still up for him because he doesn't have a viable other option, so I'm going to link it down below. I think in this particular case, I could make an exception to back somebody on Patreon until they get a better solution, until Subscribestar allows him to take on new backers. They're working through some back-end things. If you already have a Patreon and you use it, backing Dank is, I think, in this case, fine. He doesn't have any other options. I'm concerned about right now, about fixing his car, about buying groceries, about paying for his wedding, about keeping his bills paid. You know, the ideological battle, the culture war, that's going to be here forever. Marcus is my friend, and so I think the two best ways, first of all, if you don't watch his content now, it's just great, I think. Obviously, I'm biased, but I think it's great. Second of all, there's two very viable ways to support him, whether it's PayPal, shooting the guy a couple bucks, or using Patreon for now until a better option becomes available. YouTube also seems to still have the join option on his channel, which is like Patreon. YouTube takes 30% of it, but 70% still goes to Dank. And again, it's like, imagine getting fired with no notice. That's basically what's happened here, with no notice or no reason. And I don't know what we can really do against this anymore outside of work within the system. I know he has merchandise available. This is also something you can do to support him if you enjoy his content, and even just hitting him up on Twitter to send words of encouragement his way, or spreading this video, sharing this video, getting the word out. You know, if he gets another 20,000, 30,000 subscribers because of this, that's people that may buy his merch someday, or may shoot him $5 on PayPal one day, or may come to one of his live events. He's doing a live comedy event coming up here. So these are all ways that we can support Count Dankula while still fighting the fight. And to Marcus and Sue, I've got your back. And I hope that others will too. Obviously, I don't think YouTube's going to reverse this decision. You don't think, as I've talked to you directly, Marcus, that they will either. But you know what? Maybe it won't even matter. Maybe enough people will throw some support your way. You'll make more now than ever before. And then I think that is truly victorious. Thanks for watching this video, everyone, and indulging me in a little bit of selfish-driven content, because I know this isn't about video games, but this is about the big picture. We're all content creators here, and if you don't know now, then you know now that I am a free speech absolutist. I don't stand for any infringement on one's free speech, and I don't stand for this targeted harassment that my friend Count Dankula seems to be continually enduring, and seems to be something he's going to have to deal with forever. So I'm hoping the community will step up and get his back. Oh yeah, fuck off, BuzzFeed.